Now, Mohamed Emwazi, the British militant known, or dubbed at least JIhadi John, has been described as a star employee by his former boss, according to the Guardian newspaper. He worked at an IT company in Kuwait and was said to be, quote, calm and decent, very good with people. It's believed he travelled to Syria in 2013 to join the self-styled Islamic State. Well, Olivier Guita is the Managing Director of Global Strat, an international security and geopolitical risk consultancy firm. He's here alongside me now. Olivier, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
I know you're very keen to get into one of the aspects of this story, which is to what extent we can expect our security apparatus to look after us, given that their budget is not the kind of budget, for instance, that the Stasi had in Eastern Europe all those years ago. We're not prepared to go down that road.
Very much so, but then the question is, are we going to blame the security services whenever something happens? Because if you look at the detection factor, all those guys in Britain and France were on the radar of the security services. But the problem is that since 2013, the threat has been multiplied by 5 or 6. And they have to deal with departing jihadists, returning jihadists, homegrown terrorism, Al-Qaeda plots. And
lone wolves as well.
Lone wolves, very much so. And it's very difficult when you know you need about 30 officers to monitor just one guy.
Yeah. There's the view of tailing people, 24-hour surveillance, which belies the reality. And as you say, you need something like 30 people. Right. To make sure that if somebody's moving around, particularly if they know they might be being followed, in terms of the human resources required, it's a colossal effort.
It's huge, and people don't realize that. And you know, it's easy to blame the security services, but unfortunately, if you don't have the manpower or the human intelligence, if you have not infiltrated a cell, and your informer tells you, "Look, this guy is going to blow himself up," you have to stop him now.
What should the budget be? And we've got a story today talking about the defence budget. It's not high enough, say, our American cousins about the British defence budget. What should be a suitable proportion of GDP for our intelligence services?
Look,
would you double it? Would you triple it?
In terms of manpower, you need to triple it at least. I mean, look at really the numbers our security services have as far as manpower. It's very, very low. And if we're going, which I believe we are, into a period where terrorism is going to be part of our daily lives, we're going to need to put that as a priority.
We've got a debate at 10:30 addressing the question. It's a vexed question. Some people won't like the way we framed the question, suggesting that, or asking to what extent the involvement of our security intelligence agencies has radicalised people like so-called JIhadi John. There'll be other people who say, look, it's got nothing to do with the role played by the intelligence services. That's just evading the problem.
Very much so. I think it's preposterous to think that because somebody was followed by the security services, then it turns out to be a terrorist. The
point that's been made, it was more than just being followed. Somebody who's been approached. They were being, quote, harassed.
Right. But look, in the past, we've had a lot of different people in France, in Belgium, in the US that have been followed and knew that they were monitored. And that didn't push them to do anything. What I said is really the problem that we have is that we're good at detection, but then the follow-up is very difficult to do because of just the overstretching of our security services.
And the problem is, you know, the intelligence services are damned if they do and damned if they don't. If they stop somebody going to Syria, they're damned. If they let them go, they're damned.
Yes, and you know, you just need just one guy to just, you know, put the light on supposedly the bad job that the security services are doing, but it's a very, very tough mission, and those guys are working 24/7 to protect us.
Olivier, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you very much.